Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, and it is a wonderful Friday. I don't know where it's like where you are, but where I am, it's lovely and sunny. Let's hope it just gets a bit warmer. Now, we have a lot to get through today, so a very busy day, so I want to kick off straight away with a bit of a controversial issue as far as parenting goes. Parents in Glasgow are targeting the council because the council is teaching what they consider to be inappropriate lessons with regards to sex and gender. And worse still, they're saying it's unscientific, it's wrong, it's just made up stuff. Again, of course, it's grooming. It's part of the grooming campaign by the SNP. They're trying to sort of gaslight and brainwash children into following their particular brand of sort of perverted politics. So we'll take a look at this, see what's going on, see why these parents are angry and why they are sort of starting to take what we'd call citizen action. Again, you know, it's the kickback against all this woke wankery. Anyway, good for them. Let's have a look. Here goes. So, Glasgow parents target the council for inappropriate and unscientific sex and gender lessons for primary kids. So these are the 5 to 8 year olds, aren't they? Primary? Yeah, 5 to 8 year olds. So they're pushing this on 5 to 8 year old children. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Why are they so obsessed with sexualising 5 to 8 year olds? But then we know, I keep saying, we all know what the P stands for in SNP. Sex and gender lessons are under scrutiny from parents in Glasgow who plan to join an array of campaigning voices in the city's George's Square this week for a demonstration. Glasgow City Council has been put under pressure from a group of activist parents who are calling for a review of sexual education lessons in the curriculum for kids as young as 8. The Scottish Daily Express revealed how some teachers across Scotland are refusing to use the teaching materials for kids in P5, 6 and 7 that have graphic images, as well as rejecting controversial gender ideas. Well done to these teachers, and well done to the parents for standing up and standing with them and giving them the support. So it seems that there is still some decency about. Parent Watch Education Glasgow wrote to the City Council stating, "We are concerned about the age appropriateness and suitability of some materials used for the sexual education and the teaching of unscientific and unproven gender ideology as fact." And that's the trouble. Again, it's one of those things which we keep pushing here. The one thing that the SNP don't like, facts, truths, the realities. They have their views on what should be, not what is. And of course the two are completely different. And when they start teaching what they want, what they would like it to be, rather than what it is, you know they're teaching politics, not fact, not education. They're brainwashing children, not educating them. Some local authorities, like Glasgow, have chosen to adopt LGBT-inclusive lessons. However, the issue has proved contentious with others, like South Lanarkshire, where councillors have deferred key votes on the issue. It's grabbed the attention of bigger groups, like Scottish Union for Education, who are calling for a review on government policy on gender and sex education in schools. PWEG told the Scottish Express that among the signatures are parents who refused to put their name due to the polarising issue. He said quite a few people were worried about making their name public and so signed as concerned parent with their postcode. We have some who couldn't sign at all as they were worried in case it could affect their job or livelihood if it was known they had signed. Now we now living in a world where a parent could lose their job because they're showing concern for what their child is being taught by a lunatic fringe of degeneracy and perversion. It's a weird world where protecting your children is now seen as something bad. And that has to be addressed. The letter, addressed to Douglas Hutchison, Chief Executive Director of Education Services, comes as a wider group of protesters prepare to gather this week outside the city chambers to call for a local review and clarity on the lessons available to children. He said, in recent months, we have watched with interest the proceedings of GCC Education, Skills and Early Years City Policy Committee. It's a long title, isn't it? Some of us have written to the local councillor on the committee addressing issues, as we perceive them, with the regular update by CC officers tasked with equality reporting. We enclose copies of this communication, said PWEG, who also wrote, the questions in these communications have still not been answered. So you've got these parents, they're very concerned about what's being taught, they're very concerned about the subject matter and the age appropriateness of what's being taught, and the fact that the materials that they use, and I've seen them, which I'm not going to show here, but the materials they use are quite graphic in terms of imagery. And when you see what they're pushing in there, now you've got to remember this is to 8-year-olds. You have to question why they're doing it. Well, we know why. We absolutely know why. It's because the 3 Ps of the SNP, the Pervs, the Predators, and the Peeds, all love to target children, and they're all obsessed with children. You only have to look at Chapman. Maggie Chapman, absolutely obsessed with children. They could be having a discussion about you, Les, and should be going on about children in the middle of that. Obviously a clear danger, I think, in my opinion. Anyway, among their concerns is the involvement of controversial government-funded charity LGBT Youth Scotland, along with Time for Inclusive Education. Well, TIE, as it's known, sounds very much like pie, and if you know anything about that, you'll understand why it should be worrying. The former of which was involved in a police investigation into grooming allegations, and both back the claim that someone could be born in the wrong body. Now, what they claim is that it is quite obviously the correct procedure is to surgically alter the genitals of an individual to match what they may perceive as a mental condition regarding how they view themselves. Does anyone see anything wrong with this? Very Mengelian, isn't it? I mean, you go to the camps of the Second World War. Old Dr. Mengele was doing this sort of stuff, but that's what they're pushing. Now, of course, LGBT Youth Scotland are currently being investigated. They have several people there that allegedly, got to be careful how I put this, that allegedly involved with the grooming of children. Does anyone feel surprised that this group is probably going to be surrounded by people who groom children? The Ps. Told you what the Ps are. They got lots of them in there. And as I say, TIE, also a group that targets children for some strange reason. They're obsessed, aren't they? They're obsessed. Anyway, he said, we would like to state that we believe a solid sex education is important for children, but this must be age appropriate, and we do not think that there is a need to go into the details of the sexual act and masturbation in a primary school. And that's what they're pushing. They're pushing, this is how you self-pleasure. And they actually have lessons. This is, and I lie not, as part of these lessons, the children have to sit and write about how they self-pleasure. These are 8-year-olds. Who's then reading this stuff? Who's reading what an 8-year-old does to self-pleasure? You've got to think about that. That's who these people are. And it's quite open. They're quite open about it. It's no wonder the police are investigating them. The parents need to be at the school gate with pitchforks and burning torches. These people need to be gelded. Anyway, PWEG will take part in the Safe School for Kids and indoctrination demonstrations this coming Thursday, which was yesterday, of course. Speakers with a background in child protection, social work, healthcare and education are expected. And the group are expected to come against a counter-protest from Cabaret Against Hate. Now, you can tell straight away, if you're talking cabaret, you're talking drag, you're talking these people. And why do these drag acts constantly, again, target children? Let me come into schools, let me go into let me go into libraries. Let me, a man who loves dressing up sexually as a woman, get really, really close and get maybe into a bit of contact with your children. The group, Glasgow City Council, it just gets you angry. Glasgow City Council said all school resources and learning materials are age appropriate, but that's a complete lie. And when you look at these materials, you'll realise why. And why is it age appropriate to ask an 8-year-old how they masturbate? And that's what you've got. And this is the SNP, because of course it's an SNP council. They are obsessed with children, and they're obsessed with the sexualisation of children. And when you then involving 2 different groups, both of whom are let's just say, potentially, allegedly filled with kiddie fiddlers, maybe, then you have to question why they are allowed anywhere near your children, your grandchildren, your nephews, your nieces. Why do these people want to get so close to children all the time? You know? Well, we know, don't we? Because we know what the P stands for in SNP. Coming up. So there you are. If you are a parent or a grandparent or, an uncle or whatever, keep an eye on those kids, because they're probably safer on the streets than they are going into schools. Because the real predators now aren't the dirty old men out on the street. They're the teachers. And now we have seen that there are teachers there who are refusing to do it, and you have to congratulate them finally standing up, finally refusing, finally saying they're not there to indoctrinate and sexualize children. So well done to those teachers. But those other teachers that are teaching this, you have to ask them why. Why are they so keen? Why are they so keen to sexualize children all the time, at every available opportunity? Brainwashing them, gaslighting them, indoctrinating them, getting close to them, getting touchy-feeling with them, wanting to read how 8-year-olds masturbate. Remind me, what does the P stand for in SNP? Thanks for watching. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and for heaven's sake, guard your children. Bye.